Okay. So what's up, y'all? So good morning, Carmela. Go by iArt. Today is day, I think 22 at 365. It's 10:51. I'm about to try to get out of here and go and dash. This is avocado toast, and I'm eating some grapes, which I'm gonna clean this up here in a second. Okay. So a couple of things. Couple of things. A couple of things, right? Something that I'm noticing that is happening is that when we talk about like freedom, I think freedom is a term, liberty is a term that has been used so loosely. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think that freedom is working a 9 to 5 for 70 years. I don't think that freedom is, saying whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, and there's no I do think there's repercussions from it, but I don't think that that's freedom. I sit here and I think about all these structures we have in places that keeps us in some type of guideline. Where you live, you have guidelines. They have a contract in place that you will abide by X, Y, and Z. You go to work, they have policies that you will abide. On the road, we have laws, and we have all these constant reminders that we have to follow some form of an order or some form of a guideline to remember that, okay, this is the right thing to do. Okay. Freedom is something that is still moral, and it's something that I wouldn't necessarily say have limitations, but it's the freedom to be, the freedom to do, the freedom to have. Like, have you ever, I'll tell you the first time I experienced like some just small form of freedom. Walking into a establishment, being able to access whatever I needed. Like, if I needed something to drink, I was able to get it, or it could be brought to me. If I needed a pen, it was there. If I wanted to possibly go into the sky for the day, I could just get on a plane and go. Now that because when we're children, this is how we think life will be. We think that life will be like, okay, I can just go do this, I can just go do that. And then we learn about this thing that's called money. We used to trade good and services. Now, some people will never see the moon. Some people will never see Mount Everest. Some people will never see the rainforest. Some people will never experience the Grand Canyon. Some people will never experience going on a plane. Some people will never experience riding on a boat. Some people will never experience going on a cruise, for instance. Some people will never experience walking into the White House. Some people will never experience going into, it's just, there's the mayor's office of each state. And like, these are like going to another country, going to Canada, going to Ireland, you know, Key West. Like, I'm just sitting here, I'm just thinking about, like, although these places, they exist, like, we should have access to them here in America. And I also think that we should have access to, you know, just other resources. But because of certain things, we like, there's certain things that we don't even know exist. And we possibly won't see it. But something that I notice is about, and this is all about freedom. The freedom to have a workout room. The freedom to have, you know, a chef. Somebody that desires and want to cook. Like, the freedom to have a driver, not an Uber driver or a Lyft driver. That's still the same luxury. But these things, some of these things should just come with the benefits of life. I'm not saying entitlement. I'm just saying that they should come with them because we are able to have them. Now, however, because this thing that's called money plays a huge role, capitalism is a huge competitor in this market. People, that's where oppression comes in at. And because the people are oppressed, oppression has now become a form of life for some people. And those that have an understanding, or those that get out of their comfort zone, because it's comfortable to say, oh, no, this is normal. That every time we go outside our home, that we have to follow these standards because it's going to protect our home. Like, if we don't cut the grass, then we'll have bugs, right? If we don't take out our trash, then our trash will stink, right? Now, do you remember how growing up they say, don't throw plastic out the window, you know, recycle the plastic because it will stifle the ground from growing. But if we threw our banana peel out on the ground, or if we threw our apple out on the ground, what do you think would happen? And I'm not saying an excessive amount. I'm not saying everybody in the world. I'm just speaking for one instance. Like, if you threw that apple on the ground, do you think that it will become perishable in a reasonable amount of time that the earth will still be able to produce? And I'm just speaking about this one instance, this apple. Yeah. So, why don't they put a law that prohibits people to consume something that causes the body to respond in a different way? It's not rational. Why are we able to become consumers of nicotine or alcohol or cannabis, or why? These rules just seem a bit different. It's not freedom. But our freedom is our right to abide by the Constitution and our freedom to live and breathe. And abide. Have you ever seen that movie, Law Abiding Citizen? That movie was so interesting. I didn't understand it. But the more I began to come into knowledge about what actually goes on and what actually happens, just based off factual principles or factual stance. I don't know. Okay, y'all. So this is day 22 of 365 of just, me. Okay, I gotta go.